Check it out, got another 486. This one's a Pyramid brand. It's got a floppy drive and a 5 1/4 floppy drive and a 3.5 floppy. Seagate IDE hard drive, and there's no SCSI in this one, which is odd for where it came from. And there's also no sound card. So I'm not sure. This looks like it was an office computer or something. It's got an auxiliary fan over here that looks like it might still not be seized up yet. It's missing a blank on the 3.5 drive, but I'm not sure why it's missing because it doesn't look like anything was ripped out of here. This one has got a cool looking board too. This is one of the latest 386s before everything went to 486 and Pentium. Toshiba. Boy howdy, that's neat. That's a 386DX-40. The chip here is. But no, that's a 386DX-40. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's got a coprocessor socket, and I think this is either a coprocessor socket or some kind of overdrive something or other, or maybe to stick a 486 in, but I don't think so. It might just be for a coprocessor, I'm not sure. But it's got the usual complement of, I think that's micro AT style. It's got 8 RAM slots, so I can stick 32 megs of RAM in this sucker. This might be my new workstation. Shoot. And, best of all, it looks like that battery didn't leak. That's a friggin' miracle. I have 2 of those, actually 3 of those so far that didn't leak. One of which somebody took out back in the 90s and replaced with another battery that's on a, like one of these little cables, which I immediately took out. And it looks like there's a little build tag in there that says 7/18/1994. So that's a late 386. I mean, 386s were still going for some money back in 1994. They weren't going for a lot, but they were still making new ones. And like, yeah, is that a CD-ROM? No, that's a 5 1/4 floppy. I betcha. Oh, it's got the card edge connector like all of them did. I betcha that's a 1.2 meg. It's probably a high density. I'll find out because I've got some extra floppies I can use to test it. So we got a modem in here too. It's got the usual, I'll say it again, 2S, 1P, 1G, IDE, and floppy controller all in one. Oh, it's got a hard drive light. Yeah, that's a late model 386 there. What kind of modem is this? 1994 it looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like probably a 2400 or a 9600 at the most. Wow, oh, here it is. Okay, cool. So there's nothing missing here. I found the case blank. Somebody just kicked it in. Probably because they were mad because they had to sit in an office or something. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, come on, case blank. Get in there. Yes, there she is. Oh, case blanked up. It's got the turbo speed display on there and everything. Alright, I don't think you can see it from there. Let me see if I can magnify it for you. You might be able to read it like that. That's a 486. No, sorry. I keep saying that wrong. That is an AMD 386DX-40. That's kind of interesting because the DX has the 32-bit data bus instead of the 16-bit that the SX had. Oh, I'll get my magnifier over here. Version 3.04 is the ROM on the modem. This is a different one than the rest of it's the same case as the other one I found, but yeah, I wish I could find all of these. I wish I had all the machines because there's some cool stuff. There's some cool audio on some of those. A couple of those Arrakis machines, some historical stuff that's some rather great local importance, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get anything. So there it is. That's a Toshiba motherboard. That's weird. Or maybe it's a Toshiba chipset, I'm not sure. So we got a single 8-bit ISA slot and 5 16-bit ISA slots. Neat. Cool. I wonder how big this hard drive is. if I can tell from this angle. Back in the day, they didn't like to print the capacity on the hard drive where you could easily see it. Made in Singapore. I can't see where the... Ouch. Oh, model number. ST3243A. I can't see the capacity, but I'll look it up. ST3243A. That is IDE, because N would be a SCSI. And this VGA card's kind of interesting too. Man, I've got all the ISA VGA cards now. I got like 5 or 6 of them now. I want more. I'm going to keep shaking these places down and try to get more of these 386s and 486s out of them, because like for the longest time these things were junk, and all of a sudden they're important again, especially if they work. And they abandoned this in 2000. August 2000 they pulled the plug. That's the last thing I found there. Then they moved to a new facility. So this stuff has like just been sitting there, powered off, unplugged, completely inert since 2000. That was 24 years ago. Quarter of a century this stuff's been just waiting for me to come pick it up again. I'd say 75% of it still works too. So we'll test this one a little later. But I thought I'd give you an update on my 486 and 386 collection. I'll see you later.